you guys have obviously had a lot of mixing and matching on the left side of the line this year. What's been the challenge and the intrigue for you guys, having have so many different players kind of go in and out of that side?
Starting off in training camp, we do that in practice just because you don't know how the season's going to go. Coach Masco does a great job of just mixing guys around throughout training camp, and we tell guys from the beginning, you got to know every position. We're here teaching it, and the guys done a great job of picking it up, going out there and practicing and working their crafts.
I know Sadiq is going to be out for a bit longer, and he's only been on the field really for 2 snaps, so we haven't had a chance to see him a lot, but obviously a really interesting player. What's your sense of what you've seen from him, his growth, and where do you think he kind of ultimately fits with this lineup?
It's been unfortunate for Sadiq with the injuries. But for him, he's a strong young player. He comes in early, works extremely hard. The sky's the limit. He put in the work. Now he just got to get healthy and get out on the field. But, man, I love his attitude and what he brings to the table because he's a very versatile player.
Thank you.
Michael Phillips, if you're on, or Pete, then Sam.
Hey, Coach, you have the kind of unique perspective of playing with Ron and now coaching alongside him. In what ways have you seen his style change now that he's with Washington, or does it seem mostly like the same operation?
It's the same operation. I was in Carolina when he first got there. He haven't changed. He's still the same. He's going to be demanding. He's going to expect a lot from his players and everybody in the building. He's not going to waver no matter what's going on. You're going to get straight forward. And so that's the great part about Coach. He hasn't changed in any way. He's who he is, and you've seen success of how he's able to do things because of who he is.
Thank you.
Hey Travelle, sorry, I missed that. I was on the mute. I guess just to put it bluntly, there aren't a lot of black offensive line coaches in football, any level, college, pro. Is that something you take pride in, being one of those, and what do you do to ensure better representation down the line?
Biggest thing for myself is to do my job every day. Come in, get better, understand what's going on, being ready any part of the game plan and knowing what to do. But the main thing is being focused and being available for the guys. I'm here to help the guys grow and be better football players. Along with that, my craft is going to continue to grow too. So for me, it's just stepping out and doing my job every day to the best of my ability, and that'll be his own representation.
Do you ever catch people off guard when you tell them what position you coach?
Not really. Being a former offensive lineman, they either think I'm a D-line coach or O-line coach. So nobody really, on the outside ever think about that being an issue of me being an African-American offensive line coach.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Travelle, Sam Fortier with the Washington Post. Good to meet you. I'm wondering if you kind of help us understand, like, as an assistant, what that specific job you do every day is. Kind of what are your responsibilities as you work in concert with Coach Matsko?
You go through the details. You get ready for the game plans for the following week, film breakdown, looking at tendencies, having anything that coach may need, running some film cut-ups, some things like that. I played in his offense. I played for Coach Masco, so I kind of know what he expects from these guys. So I'm helping those guys along the way, using the language that he would want, our terminology when we make calls and things like that, helping those guys, meeting with the young guys, being accessible. That's been the biggest thing for me, is being accessible and being ready, knowing in depth what we're going to do game plan wise, statting and seeing what else we need. The list continues, it grows. There's no real deal of I got to do this to do this. It's kind of on your own and build up from it, because I spend a lot of time with the younger guys. So, and working with them before and after practice, whenever we have a chance to work with them, I'm always there.
Mm-hmm. And I wonder, as you guys have changed quarterbacks this season, I wonder what's the difference, maybe the nuances of blocking for different guys, and what's it like for Kyle now?
Kyle familiar with his offense. He's been in it for the past couple of years. For our guys, is really getting used to his cadence. Nothing really have changed. For us, we're going to block and do what we need to do. No matter who's back there, we just need to protect him so he can do his job. And that's been a key point for us up front. We know that he's going to deliver the ball, hand the ball, whatever he need to do. But the first thing we have to do is do our job individually and as a group to make sure he's upright and doing his.
Thank you.
Hi, Travelle. Nikki Jabala with the Washington Post. Working with mostly the younger guys. What sort of challenges have there been just in getting them up to speed and making that transition from the college to the pro game, especially with the pandemic and everything?
It's really been breaking down the playbook, because you didn't have that OTA and those practice times where you can explain it, you can watch video on it, but you still got to go out there and work your technique, hand placement, hat placement, your footwork, do certain drills and match those drills up with certain plays that are called, and how defensive people attack you. A lot of that stuff guys missed over this pandemic and not being able to have OTAs, but I thought the young guys did very well during when we was able to come back during training camp to pick that stuff up. It was very impressive how they were able to pick it up and learn it. And we have some very smart guys to be able to pick it up on the fly like that. It's very impressive. But this is always about reps and gaining experience through reps. And those guys are getting better and better.
And from Morgan Moses, I know he plays through a lot of nicks and injuries. I mean, what have you seen from him this season?
I didn't know Morgan before I got here, but man, I respected his game after watching him. But just knowing him as a person and seeing how he battled, he don't want to miss a snap. He's competitive. How he go out to practice, how he handled his business, how he handled the young guys. He's a veteran. He commands respect in the room. I get excited for those guys that has the love for the game, and you can see it. He's passionate about it. You can see his eyes on Sunday. You can see his eyes on Monday. All during the week he's ready to go. He's prepared. He's a smart player. He's prepared. He's really a veteran, and you can tell that this game is coming with all the experience of games that he's played, and it's infectious in our room to see the way he worked.
Thank you.
Hey, Travelle, John Kine, ESPN. I'm curious from your just as getting into coaching, what's the transition like for someone who played as long as you did in the NFL? Clearly, you know the game. What are some of the things you've had to learn as a coach, and how close do you feel you are being ready to take over a group on your own?
It's the film study. As a player, you kind of focused on what you had to do and what the defense was trying to do versus certain plays. As a coach, you got to find the plays and the deal that's going to help you win and be successful. The study, the background. For myself, I always wanted to be a coach. The opportunity came for me to be a coach, and I'm relishing in the moment of being a coach and working hard. But that same mentality of going out there, working and being prepared has helped during the course of this journey, and also not being afraid to ask questions and learn, while we're doing certain things, and understanding what the defense is trying to do and why they're trying to do it. For myself, it's just been a great learning experience to continue to grow. And man, I've been around some great coaches. This staff has been awesome. Any questions that I've had, and I've learned a lot working with Coach Masco, who's been around, for a very long time, and he pulls me to the side and show me little nuances of things to look for during the course of a game, or why a player worked and why it wouldn't work, and what the defense is doing. So as a player, you kind of just stuck in what you're supposed to do, and we're going to run this play. But as a coach on the other side, you're trying to create the best opportunity for your guys to be successful.
And then you talked about working with some of those young guys. One of those young guys, and he's out right now, Jaron Christian. How have you worked with, what have you done with him, and what has been your analysis of his development this season?
I think he's continuing to grow. I'm excited about his growth. Biggest thing is, what his eyes see. Believe what you see, because things happen so fast once you're out there on game day, and being prepared during the week. And that way you're not caught off guard on Sunday. If we prepare and we watch enough film and make sure these guys have enough film, asking them questions throughout the week, giving them the concept of the play and what can hurt the play, and understanding that, just having those conversations and then going out there and getting those reps and in practice. That's very important, that we go out there and get quality reps in practice, and watching those guys develop and how they practice, it makes it the transition from during the week to Sunday, a little bit easier. It's not easy, but it makes it a little bit better.
Thank you.
Hi, Travelle, Rena Walker with The Athletic. I know we talked about moving you guys around a bit, and I'm just very curious with Cornelius Lucas. When we saw him during the abbreviated training camp, he didn't seem all the way comfortable playing left tackle when he was in that competition. But obviously now, after the first game, Ron said that he really liked what he did. I'm just curious, what did you guys do to get him more comfortable, or what were the keys to him finding success in that first game?
The biggest thing is keep going over the offense. He's a very smart player. making sure he's sure of what's going on, concept, the experience of getting those reps, coming into training camp and getting those reps, from training camp to now, he's got so many reps of playing all over and doing everything we ask him to do and getting your body right and getting your mind right. But for him, is being in that playbook and being prepared. He's been prepared. He takes great notes, and he was ready for the opportunity whenever it happened. And unfortunately, it happened to Jerome. But for him to step in and do a great job was is a testament of him of working hard, being patient.
And then something I've talked to Jack Del Rio about a lot is just the evaluation process for maybe another player coming in and giving a better performance. You guys obviously subbed out Wes Martin for Sadiq Charles, and now Wes Schweitzer's in. I'm just curious, when were those conversations happening amongst you all where you just thought that maybe you could put somebody else in at left guard and get a little bit more of what you wanted to see there?
The guys practice hard. It's nothing new. Everybody play different positions during the course of the week. You give a guy opportunity and see what they can do. Guys will show you that they're ready when the opportunity presents itself, or they'll show you that they're not ready. Wes Schweitzer got some minutes when Brandon was out. He's also played enough, in our different packages and during the substitution. So, those decisions happen, and he's playing well, and we just got to keep moving on and keep getting better.